Guten Tag. Okay, now that you got through the hard part of doing your budget, your income and your expenses, now it's time to plug those in to the sheets here, the income and the expenses sheet. So I went ahead here and I plugged in John, put him down for 4,000 every first of the month, and then Nancy, she makes 1,500. She gets paid every week on Thursday, so we put all those in. Now these three here, you can change these. So if, whatever your name is and whatever you want to put, let's say we change it to Steve. Okay, so then those will change and they'll follow you all the way through. So you can put whatever you want in here. So that's pretty easy. Just go through here and plug in your numbers, and your income part's done. Then next we go to expenses. So I've plugged in a bunch of them here. Just okay, the mortgage is due on the first, the insurance is due on the first, and then these all have the drop downs, so you can put in whatever you need to put in there, and then you put the amount next to it. Don't worry about it overflowing there. So it'll show the way it's supposed to. So we've plugged all those in. I'm going to take that out of there because I've already got this set up a different way. So you just plug the numbers in on the appropriate date. You just scroll through here. You don't have to worry about this. This is where all your numbers go so that they go into the right place. So we plugged that in, maintenance, did some lawn work. Now these are for your main categories, and when you get into your actual, which we'll show you in a minute here, that's where you can go into the subcategories and you can really break this down if you want to. I would suggest it. So that's done. So we plug those in there. So these will carry over onto your cash flow sheet, and that'll be the next video when we get that. But first we're going to go in here to your January actual. Okay, so everything that you've spent for the month. Okay, and then it's better if you do this on a daily basis, if not at least once a week, so that you don't forget. So these are just all drop downs. You just put in whatever date it happens to be, who the vendor is. Now if you don't have a vendor on here, say okay, so we got down here and we got a maintenance deal here, okay, and you paid for some landscaping, okay. Of course I have a lot of them in there, but I'm not going to have everything. So what you do is you just go to the list, and here's a list of a bunch of vendors, and these are the subcategories, and you can add a new vendor if you want. Okay, so in the previous example I added Farmers Insurance and Disneyland, and so we got D&K Landscaping. Okay, so now he's in there as a vendor. Okay, so we put that in there, so we've done that. So let's go back to January actual, and when we go down here to maintenance and landscaping, D&K Landscaping is now in there. So you can add it as you want. Same thing here with your subcategories. Your main categories are going to be fixed. The subcategories, we have quite a few of them in here. So let's say it's not, you wanted to add something different in here. Okay, so you got a miscellaneous here, and you don't want it to be personal services. So you go here and you want to add a new subcategory. Now we've got about 90 of them in here, and you can add whatever you want in here. You can put these in here, or you can add your more of them if you'd like. And I think we have, how many do we have extra here? We got another 26 that you can add in here. So there should be plenty of room for you to put that down, and so do that. Put another one in there. Go back to January, and then you can put whatever you want in there. And then these all carry through to the appropriate categories, and we'll get to those here in a minute on how they go to each one of your tables and stuff here. So let's go through those here real quick. When you add those in here, here's just your rankings for your main categories, how much you spent on each one of them, and then the subcategories, whatever you put in there, and these all go from the high to the low. And then it's a good idea to know where you're spending your money. I mean, it's just a good fiduciary thing to know. So we have that, and then we have our monthly tables here. Now the monthly tables and the breakdown, these are pivot tables, and if you're not familiar with pivot tables, these aren't protected because you can't do pivot tables and protect them. So again, once you enter stuff in here, all you do is click on that particular one where you've entered something in there, and you just hit refresh. And then whatever changes that you've made it, or additions or whatever, it'll automatically refresh it. So if you do that and you refresh it, whatever changes you made at that particular time are going to change in your deal. Same thing with this one. Your total spend for the month, how much on business, entertainment, it's all done. And again, you just hit refresh after you get done entering them, and they'll all show up. And this is good here. We've got these broke down on this pivot table because there are lots of times where meals is a good one. Okay, so we got meals in business, we got meals for family, we got meals for personal. So this way the subcategories let you break it down, and this particular one's handy, especially at the end of the month or end of the year when it comes time for taxes. So those are all broke down, and then this one here's done by the vendor. The monthly actual, these are the actual year to date. Whenever you enter it in your whatever January, February, March actual, it'll show up in here for whatever month and for whatever category. And then all the subcategories are also broke down here by the month and the totals. And then there's graphs and everything else in here too. And then here's another one. This is a little bit easier to read. This is your monthly breakdown on each one of these. And then here's a total. Now this one, the totals here this is pretty extensive. Has all your categories broke down. Again, the charts, your income and stuff here. I goofed when I put Steve because I didn't change it in the right place. And then your budget versus actual. So actually, let's go back to income here, and we put John in there. So that should have to double check on that one, see why that didn't work right. Again, there's John. See, and this should be come directly over to that. So there you go. You got all these are all automatic, other than the your monthly tables and your breakdown. And all you do is have to hit refresh. Again, just right click and hit refresh, and whatever you've done will get done. So now that you've done that and you put your actual in here, now we'll go to the cash flow part, and this is the part that is really good. So we'll talk to you on the next video.